All right, so what an interesting place we're in right now. Politically, I'm in my car right now. I just topped up my gas from Costco gas station, and I want to talk about Alex Pretti, who worked with veterans, who was killed in Minnesota in the last 48 hours. I usually do this in my garage with my really shitty green screen, but so right now we're in a really bad place. To say that it's strange is putting it lightly. We're in a bad place in America. The Trump administration is essentially kind of giving immunity to a lot of these ICE agents, and it's not looking great. This is a clear-cut case of agents doing something incorrect, and the Trump administration, or whoever the powers that be, backing them with their entire being. There is no doubt at all that the use of excessive force was not needed in this case. The man was not brandishing his firearm. It was on his holster. He had his phone in his hand. He was trying to help a woman who had been pushed down by an ICE agent. There is no question about any of this. All of this was caught on camera from multiple angles.
See the agent in the gray coat there, who doesn't have a firearm in his hand, reach around and pull out a firearm. So right here you see it looks like the man's, I think Mr. Pretty's arms are pinned down in front of him. So he's not reaching for his firearm. Both hands are right there.
There's a woman who had a pink sweatshirt on who caught another angle of this. But regardless of that angle, there are other angles, and it's clear what happened. The man was helping a woman who had been pushed down. ICE agents did not like that. They proceeded to try to push him down. He fell. Then you have about 5 or 6 ICE agents swarm him, start pushing him, hitting him. Eventually, one of the ICE agents takes Alex Pretti's firearm from his holster, walks away with it, and then a different ICE agent proceeds to shoot him 5 times. It might be 6. 5 times or 6, fatally killing him. We then have people online who are defending this. And it's weird because the same people who are defending this are the people who are staunchly pro Second Amendment. So you have an individual who didn't necessarily do anything wrong, who was trying to help someone, who was then fatally killed, and still abiding by every means of the Constitution. Second Amendment, completely okay. You're allowed to film in public. None of these things are illegal. None of these things deserve death. But yet people online are okay with this man being dead. This makes no sense to me. The problem with American politics is it's very much a football game, right? It's rules for me and not for thee. If this would have happened, like, let's just give an example. The right loves to use this analogy. So let's say that someone who is trans or LGBT killed somebody who is, I don't know, let's say Charlie Kirk, for instance. Then they have a day essentially celebrating the man. And they are having Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk, is doing WWE stunts on stage. And they're having just concerts. And people on the right are outraged at people at the left and how they could be so happy about someone's death. And don't get me wrong, right? Regardless, someone dying is not an okay thing. I think that Charlie Kirk's death was, I mean, regardless of what you feel about his politics, I don't think anyone should die because of their thoughts. That's a very broad statement, but I'll leave it at that. These are the same people who, when Charlie Kirk died, were so outraged at the people on the left and how they were celebrating and how people were like, well, he deserved it and yada, yada, yada. These are the same people. Do you not see the hypocrisy? And the Trump administration is not helping this at all, right? Because when you give this type of immunity to ICE agents or to any type of law enforcement, it leads down a very slippery slope. You're then left with people who are untrained or not trained that long, trigger-happy cops or ICE agents or whatever you will, and people who are not being held accountable. I guarantee you that whoever this man is, the man who killed Alex Pretti, will not be held accountable. And that is very scary because we are a country of law and order. We're supposed to be a country of law and order. That's what Trump's running on, right? That's the reason why ICE is in Minnesota, because of law and order. But again, it feels like rules for thee and not for me. I think that everyone should be absolutely outraged by this, regardless of your political leaning. You shouldn't be celebrating someone dying, especially if you are on the right, and especially if you're someone who touts the idea of the Second Amendment, because the man was doing nothing wrong. If you are pro-Second Amendment, you should not be pro-Alex Pretti's death. Point blank, period. It feels like things are getting worse and worse if they continue doing what they're doing in Minnesota, which, I mean, thank God people are marching on the streets. I mean, the amount of people who were on the streets marching in, I think, like negative 20-degree weather is absolutely breathtaking.
Tonight, despite the brutal cold, a massive crowd of anti-ICE protesters flooding downtown Minneapolis. It's part of today's statewide boycott on work, school, and shopping.
I mean, that's what America is about, right? About, if you dislike something, you're allowed to vote it out. You're allowed to peacefully protest. All of these things are within the Constitution, and they're lawful. They're legal. They should not be punished in such a way as death. So to those celebrating the man's death, I think that you are a disgusting, vile, spineless, fucking individuals. You're fucking cowards. And quite honestly, you're not American. Like, if you are American, you should be devastated that this man was killed, especially because he was pro-Second Amendment. That's what you guys are all about. I got a phone call. So look, my final thoughts, closing thoughts on this are, if you are celebrating this man's death, or you think that the ICE agents were right in what they did, I think you are completely wrong. But I am seeing like dissenting voices online about how, you know, he was like a domestic. They're saying that he's a domestic terrorist. Obviously, that's not fucking true. Like, you guys are spitting the truth. It's such a blatant case of like, look, we know that you see this, but we're gonna tell you something different and you're gonna believe it. And people on the right, unfortunately, are fucking eating it up like fucking candy. Just use your own fucking brain, use your own head, use your own eyes. What you see in front of you is what's happening. Don't let people fucking tell you differently. Don't let the Trump administration or whoever it is fucking paint a false narrative for you. We're such in a weird time right now where people are just like, believe your eyes. Believe what you see. Stop letting political discourse, whether it be right or left, lean you in a way that reality does not reflect. Be a human being is all I'm saying at the end of the day. That's all I'm saying. Use your own eyes. What you see in front of you is reality. Don't let people spin it in a different way and tell you something is different because of a difference in political leaning or political ideology. Rest in peace to Alex Pretti. Goodbye.